Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kay here and I'm here to make another share from the digital designs of Scrimpingmommy. And to those of you that have the kit, this is the Secret Garden, available on Amanda's Ko-fi site, and there are extra free sheets on the group site on Facebook, and to access that, clearly you have to be a member. But in any event, I had printed this off some time ago with a view to making a project and then kind of got sidetracked, so here I am basically. And this is just one of the cut aparts from the kit, and it's an envelope, as you can see by design. And all you do is make your purchase, download the digital papers or file, and then print it out to your own requirement. You may only want 2 or 3 pages, you may want the whole kit. That's the glory of it, it's entirely up to you. And it comes in this format once printed out, so great colour, great detail. And then you would cut that out, fold along the dotted lines, which you can see there, very, very evident, not a struggle at all. And then you either put something in the pocket or you don't. Well, I've chosen to make an envelope based mini folder, mini journal, you know, call it what you will, and this is it. I'll just widen out a little bit. Now what I've used here throughout are A4 envelopes, excuse me, and then I've cut them down to size, cut them in 2, and used the bit, I've used either end of the envelope, if that makes sense, and then the bit that's left over in the middle I've utilised as the spine for this little journal. It's not a writing journal particularly, it's got all the usual things you'd find in it, pockets and room to add extra bits and pieces to if you like, but this is it in a nutshell. And as I say, apart from reinforcing the cover with cardstock in between the envelopes, it is all paper. So this is another of the designs from the kit. I've backed it onto green American cardstock, put it on some foam tape so it is marginally lifted from the front a little bit, and it doesn't then detract from the glorious print around the whole sheet of the paper. This is the back, which I've left clear. As you can see, I've stitched around it with a zigzag in brown, and it's just because of the envelopes being craft coloured cardstock, it has lent itself to the brown cotton very, very nicely. And then you open it up inside, and there is a top, oh no, this is the first page, beg your pardon. I've layered all of the pages with different greens of cardstock. I've just collaged down images from the kit, beautiful, beautiful images, and then made little designs of my own using the wordage that came with it, hopefully marrying up the images so that it's a nice flowing page as you go through. And then the next page is a top loading pocket, not very wide, but you can keep little bits and pieces in there. And then I've made a little journaling card out of a scrap piece that was left over from all my cuttings out. Put the Secret Garden logo on the front of the pocket because that is the title of the digital kit, and this then is one of the little envelopes that comes within the kit, and it will hold, it's like a little coin envelope, but it will hold a little something. And there's the image of the little girl entering the secret garden, which is rather lovely. This is another plain sheet. You could write on it if you wanted to. This design here is muted, but not to the point of it being transparent, but I think if you used a black pen you could probably write over it if you so desired. I just thought it was a lovely, lovely image with the little birds in the nest and the floral tributes with all the, you know, lovely flowers and greenery that you would find in any garden. And then over the page again, and this would be then the centre of the little journal or folder or whatever you wish to call it. I don't know, I just put it together and thought, yep, I like that, and this is how it all comes about with me. I don't know how it would be called, because it's something I've put together myself. None of the measurements are standardized. It is just literally cutting down to what I feel is an appropriate size to work with. It would fit in another journal, clearly. It would fit in a pocket. It would make a lovely friend gift, you know, all of the above. And I tend to make things like this so that it can be utilised in several different ways. But again, you can see all the glorious digital work that's gone into making this really, really lovely, lovely item. And then there are tags. There are 3 in all, and I think there's a triple tag as well that you could fold and turn it into a booklet if you wanted to. And again, it's just slotting these into these little side tuck pockets. Again, this is another envelope, but I've folded back, reinforced and glued. There's another of the envelopes from the kit here. Really, really pretty. Amanda does some beautiful collaged images in her kits, and you know, they need to be used. It's too pretty to waste, even if you went on to use this for a collage in something that you made up yourself for tag making later on or what have you. It all works together really, really well. So I wanted to keep that image there with the little girl. And then there's another envelope on this side, larger than the little coin envelope, and I've been a bit slap happy with the glue by the looks of it. Oops a daisy, let me just see if I can, because you only need a tiny little bit, but I use Yoo-hoo and it tends to spread when it's put onto whatever it is you're working with. But that is another gloriously detailed envelope or pocket, depending on what you wanted to use it for. And it's beautiful on the back as well. It fits again into that little place there. By virtue of this not really having a spine, you have to limit what you can put within the pockets and the you know, the areas that would allow for bits and pieces, purely and simply because it would then not close properly if it was overly stuffed. So hence the, you know, the not too full pockets and so on. There is another of the pages with the lovely little girl there with her bird. Oh no, she's with blossoms in her little dress. And there's lots and lots of different wordage within the kit that you can utilise whichever way pleases you. Then another pocket on the other side to pop little things into, with a little pocket down at the bottom there. And these things will just slot in. Another of, that's the third of the tags, and then another dinky little envelope here with the garden gate and a few butterflies running up the side. I don't know if you can quite make that out, but the detail in the work is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I've enjoyed working with this kit. I love the colours, I love the floral aspects, and it just all came together really, really nicely and lent itself to making rather a nice little tribute to this particular kit. This is the last page in the book. I've stitched and stitched all around every page. The spine is stitched, but you know, there is nothing otherwise to call a spine, if that makes sense. It is purely, excuse me, the folding over, and what I will do overnight, just to allow the papers to stretch and settle where I want them to be, I will weight it down with something heavy, so by tomorrow it will be the shape that I want it to be, and you know, finally finished. I've only just finished this, but I wanted to bring it forward because I've not done a Friday freebie for a couple of weeks, and this felt like a nice thing to do whilst we wait for Amanda to come up with another of her beauties. So thank you very much for joining me today. As always, I aim to inspire, and I hope I have done that today with this lovely, lovely little folder and the Secret Garden kit designed by Scrimpingmommy. Take care everyone, happy crafting, bye bye for now.